Hi, my name is Josh, and I'm a watchaholic. Welcome to Horology Insanity. What is up, my watch friends? So, check this out. I'm taking another quick look at this Hamilton. Now, if you haven't seen the other video that I did where I talk about this watch is a win-win-win situation, and I am trying to help out my buddy Anthony to get this watch, then we'll link that up in the upper right hand corner, and I'd say, hey, you just go check that out and you'll kind of understand what I'm talking about and why I'm holding it up, and you'll also make sense as to why I'm still leaving it wrapped up, because this thing is minty fresh. But what I wanted to do real quick, because technically I own this until I send it to Anthony, right? It's his watch kind of now that we've done the trade, but I wanted to do a state of the collection Hamilton edition. And so y'all know that my collection is large enough that I can't just do a normal state of the collection video. I mean, we would be here for hours. And I don't think anybody, even the watch nerdiest nerd of all of us, isn't gonna want to sit down and watch that. At least I don't think you would. I wouldn't. I love this stuff. I still wouldn't even want to do it. But what I do is I kind of break up my collection, usually by brand, and then I'll do videos like State of the Collection or SOTC videos just relating to that brand. Now, I did a series on Zelos. I ended up having so many Zelos, I had to break that up into 4 videos, but we will put a link up here to that for anybody who wants to go check it out. And then I also did one on Swatch. With the hype of the new Moon Swatch, which I don't have a Moon Swatch. I mean, I'll get one of these days, but I'm going to be patient and wait for the hype to die down. But it did make me say, hey, let's go ahead and do a Swatch State of the Collection, because I do have a handful of them. I went down the whole Swatch rabbit hole very early on in my watch journey and hobby, and it was a lot of fun. So that's what that video is about. But this one, I want to talk about Hamilton, and then because I don't have a bunch of Hamilton watches, I went ahead and paired with it my Squale watches, because I only have a couple of those, and my Oris watches. So this is State of the Collection, whatever year it is, 2022, as of right now, time that I'm filming this, for Hamilton, Squale, and Oris. So starting off, this is the Hamilton Khaki King. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know the first thing about this watch. Like, not even a little bit. This, in 2 days, is going to be shipped to my buddy Anthony. It's his watch. I just wanted to help him get it, and I was able to facilitate a trade with my other buddy who had this and was selling it. And so technically I own it, but it's not really mine, but I did want to show it. And that's actually what prompted me to do the video. So here you go. Hamilton Khaki King, black dial. You'll notice it's got the very interesting day date up here at the top. Now, my OCD does not like it when they cut off numerals on a dial. Like, I don't like it when chronographs have that. I usually like it when they work it around it, either removing the numeral or integrating it in a better fashion. But there's so much going on this Khaki King field watch, whatever this is, that the day date, you almost don't notice it until you zoom in on it. And I kind of like the functionality of it being up there at the 12 the way that it is. You usually see it integrated at like a 3 o'clock position, but I like that where it is. This is a unique and interesting watch, and I can kind of see why they're so popular. Like, I think this is probably one of Hamilton's most popular models, and now that I've been able to experience it in person, I can kind of see why. So, pretty neat. All right, with that, let me go on. Similar to this, but different, is I have the Murph, and so we'll just kind of hold these up real quick. But this is the Interstellar watch. This is the Murph. And not only is this the watch from Interstellar, but I was lucky enough to get one that has the commemorative limited edition Interstellar box that goes with it. So basically, Hamilton released this watch. They released a few of them. I don't remember how many there were that came with the Interstellar box. Now, you can buy this watch without the Interstellar box, right? So it's not like this is a limited edition and in the sense that you can't get the watch, but it is limited edition in the sense that it was one of the ones that first came out with that. And I adore this watch. I'm a nerd, and for fun, I'm studying quantum physics, specifically as it relates to space-time and a couple of other things. And so I love this movie, Interstellar. And so when I had the opportunity, because I didn't buy this new, but when I had the opportunity to get this to my buddy, or from my buddy Jerry, I jumped on it, and I was so thankful, and that he included the box with it and everything. Now, in the Interstellar lineup, there's also this one, which I believe is called the Cooper. Maybe I have that backed up. No, I'm pretty sure Murph over here, Cooper over here. One is the Murph, one is the Cooper. I was able to get the one on the left from my buddy Dirk, and I was really thankful for it because now I've kind of got the pairing. I think I like the Murph better. I like this one better. I like to wear it. However, this one comes on this really great bracelet. And so there's pros and cons. They give you a different feel on wrist. They definitely have a very different aesthetic. In fact, the one over here kind of has the aesthetic of like an Air King. And one of the reasons why Dirk was willing to sell this to me was because he eventually kind of saved up and got an Air King. And when he had this along with his Air King, he was like, hey, I don't need both. And so he posted it up, and I was jumped on it. I was like, yeah, I like that. You'll notice too that it's got that day up at the 12 o'clock position, kind of like the other one did. Let me hold this up. But it's got the date at the 6. And so it's very cool, in my opinion, to see just the different design elements that Hamilton does, where they place things. So these are really cool. This is the Interstellar combo, and I love them both. Now, I've got two other Hamiltons. They're a little bit fun and funky, in my opinion. The first one is this beautiful GMT. Now, this is specifically the one that has the world map pattern on the dial. Now, there's another variant of this exact watch that does not have this map pattern. But when I went on the hunt for this one, I specifically wanted this one. I wanted the map. I wanted to be playful. Y'all know that I love exotic dials. I love all kinds of different stuff. I mean, I love simple ones too. Let's just take a look. Like, I'm wearing the black dial Zen 104 today. This is not a factory bracelet. In fact, I don't like, well, no, I should say this. I love Zen's H-Link bracelet. I hate the clasp on it. But I put this on, I think this is a strap code for, I don't even know what this watch is fitted for, but it fits this Zen, and so I wear it on it and I enjoy it. But anyway, so I enjoy some more simple ones like this too, but I really like the playful ones. I like these. And so when it came to being able to pick between the map and the no map version, I went map all the way. And this thing is just fantastic. You know, it's got the deployant clasp right here, right where the underside tucks under, and I really like that on my deployant clasps. We'll link it up in the upper right hand corner, but I did an entire video on deployant clasps. In fact, it's been one of my most watched videos. My wife and I sit here sometimes and we look at the numbers behind the scenes on the YouTube stuff, and we're like, really? Of all the videos, like, my deployant clasp video is the one people have watched the most. I just find it fascinating. So this one does have the Hamilton deployant that comes over there. Someone wrote me one time telling me that it was deployment instead of deployant, and I think that that's like a whole debatable topic in there. So just to kind of like stir the pot a little bit, what do you think about that controversial debated subject? I'm saying this a little tongue-in-cheek and being a little sarcastic right now. No, but I really did get a comment where somebody told me that, and they wrote it in all caps too. So I think they were very, very, very serious about their position, even though I think technically they're wrong. They said deployment. I don't think that's right. I believe the creator of it, maybe it was Cartier, I can't remember, but they named it deployant. But let me know down in the comments. Are you in the deployant clasp or the deployment clasp? I'm just curious. Anyway, this watch is fantastic with its deployant clasp, and I like it. And so that one is 2 in my collection. Now, my last Hamilton is definitely a different one of the bunch. It too lives on a strap code bracelet. So I've got a bunch of these strap code bracelets. I have found their quality to be amazing. Keep in mind, not sponsored. I don't have anything to do with strap code. I don't make any money on any of this. They've never sent me anything for free. I'm not a sellout nor a shill, and I refuse to ever let this channel be part of somebody's marketing program. I'm just not going to do it. However, there are times when you find something and that is amazing, and then you run with it. And that's kind of what I did with these strap codes. I've got these on my Alpinist. I've got all kinds of bracelets from strap code. This one here on the Zen 104. This one is the flat end link. So this one has the curve end links, and it just so happens to fit. I mean, you can see it's not a perfect fit when you get in real close on it, but it's a good enough fit. Like, I had a similar fit when I took the Janot bracelet and put it on my Helios Seaforth, and it wasn't like absolutely perfect, but it was so good that you didn't really care because the bracelet is so good. And that's kind of what it is in this case, is the bracelet's so good you don't really care. But in this one, I think it came on a leather strap. I bought this from my buddy Craig, and you can tell I bought this one actually new. I did buy this one from an AD, but otherwise I don't really buy new watches. I wait and I shop frugally, and I shopped used, and I wait to find a good deal on it. But this one I got from my buddy Craig. I'm almost positive it was Craig, and I was so happy to see it because it's got this square case to it. It's a hand wind watch, which I also love, and it's got this whole Cartier Tank kind of aesthetic going on with the blued hands. If I can get that to glimmer in the light, the blued hands pop off of this thing all the time. But let me throw this on wrist, because the reason why I like this so much compared to many of the others is that I call it Josh size, right? It doesn't look like a tiny little thing on an 8-inch wrist. And I really, really enjoy that. This bracelet definitely gives it a little bit more heft and beef. And I'll say that as a pun because I took a picture the other day with this in front of my prime rib dinner, which was amazing, by the way. I don't understand the whole fascination with watches and food, but I took my obligatory picture. But yeah, but it's beefy, right? It's beefy, and it's not tiny like the Cartiers are. Or I've got the Seiko Tank too. The Seiko Tank, it's really, really awesome, but it's so small. And this one, I was impressed. It's not small. I actually have a square Certina. I'm waiting for it to come in. I bought it from my buddy Jerry, who's going to send it to Rob to video. So look on the Random Rob channel for a square Certina video. But that one is going to be coming to me too, because I want to do a whole video on square watches. And so I'm curious, and I've never checked out a Certina before. So I'm curious to see what the quality is on the Certina. I'm kind of hoping it'll be along the lines of Hamilton, where it'll be kind of nice finishing and all that, but at reasonable prices, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't pay a whole lot for that Certina, which is one of the reasons why I didn't mind getting it. But this wraps up my Hamiltons, and what we'll do is we'll do a part 2 for my Squales and my Orises, because I ended up talking about these a little bit more than I thought I would. I always have that problem. I always talk too much. But then again, when you run a channel that's mainly around talking, well, that helps. So anyway, with that, this is my collection. What do you think? What are your favorites, or what is your favorite out of this? And do you have a favorite Hamilton that like I don't have, or that I haven't mentioned? Because I would really be curious to see what else there is in the Hamilton lineup to check out. Hamilton is becoming one of my most favorite brands. They have a ton of heritage. They have a lot of options. The fit and finish on their watches is really, really good, particularly at the price that you pay. Now, keep in mind that Hamilton, you don't want to pay retail. Just like Oris and some of these others, you don't want to pay retail. You can get them for, I mean, I probably buy these at maybe half, or even, yeah, about half of what retail is. So I wouldn't do that, but you just shop a little bit. You don't even have to shop used. You can shop new, like at Gray Market, and you can get much, much, much better deals than you can from an AD. So you do have options out there. If you want to go the AD route, I have friends that do want to go the AD route, and more power to them. Go for it. But what do you think? Drop it down in the comment section. What's your favorite one? What is your favorite Hamilton? What do you think of Hamilton? I think that they're a pretty amazing and very good value brand. And then every now and then, even though they're like classic styling, you get something like this that just is playful too. It's a win-win. Lots of win-wins. All right, my friends, until we talk again, please remember what really matters, and that's not watches. Keep the insanity sane.